Hola cabrones, ¿cómo están? ¿Qué tal? Go 3. Oh wait, we lost. Anyways, where have I been? I've obviously been sleeping for the past 8 months because none of you asked me questions. Nomás one of you guys wore V for Vendetta mask. So I still have to get to your questions, but I want more questions. But a lot of you have been asking me to respond to the greatest friction between Mexico and Britain since the Spanish Armada, and that would be comments recently made on the BBC show Top Gear. That's a show that comes out obviously on the BBC, aired worldwide, involves 3 or 4 guys, I can't remember, who like to pretend to be boors while talking about cars, and it's easy because they're British. And as a result, recently, they go around the world, they drive cars, they make fun of a lot of people and cars. So recently they were talking about a Mexican sports car, and I'm going to read the transcript right now to give you a sense of what they gave. So there's one guy, I think he's a fat drunk named Hamid, who said this aired a couple weeks ago. Anyways, cars reflect national characteristics, don't they? So German cars are very well built and ruthlessly efficient. Italian cars are a bit flamboyant and quick, and a Mexican's car is just going to be lazy, feckless, flatulent, overweight, people laugh, leaning against a fence asleep, looking at a cactus with a blanket with a hole in the middle as a coat. We Mexicans call it a gaban or a poncho. Then I think it's a skinnier drunk named May says, it is interesting, isn't it? Because they can't do food, the Mexicans. Can they? Because it's all like sick with cheese on it. I mean, and then Hammond goes, refried sick. May says, yeah, refried sick. Hammond goes back and says, I'm sorry, but just imagine waking up and remembering you're Mexican. Oh, no. Ha 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 ha, the audience laughs. I thought BBC people were supposed to be a little bit more cultured, I think, with the tea. And then Clarkson, who must be the drunk who's just right on the middle, says, no, it'd be brilliant because you could just go back to sleep again. A lot of Mexicans really pissed off. They also made a jab at Mexico's ambassador to Britain. Of course, Mexico's ambassador to Britain's been really upset. Demands, I thought that was the border patrol, or my boss, otherwise known as my boss. The ambassador was really upset, demands an apology, retraction. The Top Gear guys have been getting thousands and thousands of emails and comments, and the Top Gear guys, of course, they're claiming we're not racist. Some of our best friends are Pakis. We make fun of all groups. We make fun of the French and the British and the Welsh and the Germans and so on and so on. So they're trying to claim that Mexicans are far too sensitive, that anybody who thinks they're racist, they're far too sensitive, and they don't understand the show, that they're not really racist, and so therefore this is all a big stink. I understand where you guys are coming from. Sure, if you're going to be bashing on everyone, then of course eventually you're going to bash on some group. But this is where I'm truly mystified, if not outright disappointed, and this is, I think, where a lot of Mexicans are really upset. Namely, that you guys are lazy with your stereotypes about Mexicans. You guys are relying on American stereotypes of Mexicans. You Brits, you could not possibly have any stereotypes of Mexicans. I mean, really, what has been our interaction between our cultures? I think some of our soccer players have played in the Premier League over the years. I think, was it Blanco? Cuauhtemoc Blanco? I'm sure one of you cabrones will correct me. Played in the Premier League, and then what else? I mean, really, honestly, that's it. Yeah, there are Mexican restaurants out there in Britain, and there was a show called Dirty Sanchez, but those were all reflections of an American's version of Mexicans. And that's the Mexican, I call him the eternal Mexican, that's been in the minds of Americans for 150 years. Lazy, flatulent, bad food, all of that. It's all lazy stereotypes coming from Brits. Who the hell would have ever thought the day would come that Brits have to rely on Americans for humor? You Brits, you gave us The Goon Show, you gave us Monty Python, of course, Mr. Bean, Ali G, Ricky Gervais, and the best laugher of all, Margaret Thatcher. You guys have a rich vein of comedy. Jonathan Swift, of course, the guy has a lot of people, a lot of funny people, and now you guys have to go across the pond and steal your jokes about Mexicans. You guys could have easily been contemporary. I mean, there's a lot of things to make fun of Mexicans, don't get me wrong, you guys could have done that. You guys could have made fun about our economy, about how we're invading the United States, how we're basically doing the job that our Spanish ancestors couldn't do to you guys. You could have easily done that. You could have made fun of the narco wars, all sorts of matters, but you guys didn't. Instead, you guys decided to be lazy. In closing, I just want to warn you guys. It's easy to make fun of us as lazy. It's totally easy because that's what you see out in Britain. But really, you guys aren't paying attention. If you guys are relying on old stereotypes, then you guys don't know the new reality of the United States. Basically, Mexicans, we've already taken over. And I know you, Hammond, you made some joke at the very end of your column in one of Murdoch's titty rags, saying something to the effect that, why isn't there a Mexican Olympic team? Because all of those who could jump, swim, or run went over to the United States. You're right. You're absolutely right. And brother, let me tell you, we could swim over to Britain and take over you guys too.